Hey BOLD SIS, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Layla B here, and in this video we're going to be talking about how to get over a guy or how to get over your ex in the talking, dating, or relationship phase. So if you guys are interested in learning how to do so, please stay tuned and keep on watching. We have all been there in the situation where you're trying to get over him and it's so hard. You be sitting here thinking about all these memories, everything that y'all were doing together, and you may have not even been in a relationship. Like, it may have just been something that you were talking to a dude for, you know, a minute, and you was vibing, you liked him, and then all of a sudden something happened where you guys all of a sudden just fell apart. And even though it wasn't a relationship, it still was, at least you felt like it was leading towards that, or at least you developed feelings. And now you're just like, what do I do with all these feelings? Like, what do I do? Especially if you're in an actual relationship, like, those feelings are 10 times even worse. So we're going to talk about how to get past that and how to move forward, because that is something that is really that is something that a lot of us deal with all the time. It's just how to get through that hump of going through a breakup and trying to get over him. So step one is do not torture yourself, okay? And what I mean by do not torture yourself is do not torture yourself and start scrolling through his gram, looking on his Facebook, looking on Twitter, looking at any of his social medias, on Snapchat, none of it. Every single last one of them, unfollow him. You don't have to block him. You don't have to actually, you don't even have to unfollow him. You can just mute his I know, like, Snapchat, you can mute their, like, stories and stuff like that. And then I think on Instagram you can do the same thing. But if you don't want to, like, completely unfollow him and get rid of him, just mute your stories, or mute his stories, mute his, like, notifications and stuff like that. That way you won't keep getting notifications that he posted something or anything like that. And that's if you want it back. If you don't want it back, then go ahead and block him. Do what you gotta do, sis, and keep it pushing. But if you want him back and you want him to see how good you're doing or whatever, then just mute him so you don't have to see his stuff, and then just keep pushing forward, okay? Because during this time, you do not want to sit here and be going through his Instagram and stuff like that, because you're going to start seeing stuff, seeing him all happy and feeling himself, and you just don't need to be seeing that as you're going through this process. You just don't. It's not a good idea. Step number 2 is find a new hobby. And what I mean is find something to do. Be busy. Like, do something to occupy your time, because this is the time where you're gonna start thinking about him so much, and it's just, you just start thinking about him, and then your thoughts start to become all crazy like, and you don't want to do that. So find a new hobby. And this is also great because if you find a new hobby, you may actually enjoy the hobby and find something else to do. Start dance class, or, you know, do a workout. Start going to the gym more and find different, like, classes at the gym, or start going out by yourself, or start doing things to occupy your time. If you're thinking about going back to school, go to school. Or even at work, like, throw yourself into work. Like, I know for me, when I'm going through a breakup, or I just got over some guy, or I'm going through that, like, I go hard at work. I want to stay focused. I want to stay busy. And literally, when I stay focused at work and I go hard at work, I do the best time at work. Like, my performance is higher. I start getting awards. I start getting recognition for the things that I'm doing. And it's really because I just be trying to be busy and try to, you know, focus my energy on something else. So that is incredibly important. It's just really to focus your energy on other things. And like I said, that's finding a hobby, finding something to do. Maybe you're not into makeup. Maybe start doing makeup. Maybe start looking at makeup videos and start playing with that. Like, the whole point is just occupy your time. Step number 3 is to create a BOLD SIS playlist. And this is a playlist that is all about you. This is a playlist that makes you feel bold. This is a playlist that makes you feel confident. This is a playlist that makes you feel like a bad girl. Like, this is the playlist you want to have all the type of music. So, like, for me in my playlist, I have Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion, Beyonce, city girls, like I have a whole playlist, and it's just all about women empowerment, making you feel confident, making you feel good, really just getting back to you and having motivation and daily motivation to really remind yourself that you a bad girl, like you a bold sis, you out here winning. Whoever you was talking to, don't even worry about them. And a lot of their songs, like I know, like with Meg Thee Stallion and City Girls, like they really, they kind of help you feel more confident about yourself. Like even if you feel insecure, like their music can tend to just make you feel like you are it and you are good, and it feels good. So create that playlist and play it every day. Like play a song when you get up in the morning, play that playlist. When you're going to the gym, play that, especially when you go into the, if you go into the gym, put that playlist on, and as you're working out, just envision how your body is gonna look when you're done. Like really just go in on it and put all types of songs that just make you feel confident. Don't put any sad music in there. Don't put anything that's gonna make you feel angry and make you think about him. Just put all songs that you know that are gonna make you feel like you the shh. Step number 4, and this is really, really important because this is gonna help you in the future. Figure out what was it that you can do better in your next relationship, in your next dating situation, whatever. Like what is it that you were doing or weren't doing that may have impacted the downfall of you and your situation with the guy. Figure out what it is that you could have done better, and then also figure out what it is that he could have done better, or what your triggers were. Like did he do something that made a trigger for you and made you react a certain type of way? Now this is not the blaming game. We don't want to sit here and start blaming each other like he did this and I did. It ain't even about that, okay? It's about what triggers you and what triggers your reaction for certain things. If there are certain things that he did, identify those and figure out why that triggered you. Like if he didn't text you back right away, why did that make you so mad? Do you feel like you have trust issues? Do you feel like you have that all the time with guys? Like figure out what it is that made you feel like that just made you react how you normally wouldn't react, basically. And this is just a good time to just understand those things, so when you start dating somebody else, you don't bring those same triggers back up. You can identify them, you know what they are, and then if it happens, you don't have to react the same way, because it does take two to tango. Not to saying that he didn't do anything bad, but we all play a part in relationship. So just figure it out what it is. Maybe you were too eager, maybe you were too available, maybe you were too all about him. That could be a really big lesson. Like don't put all your eggs in one basket for him. So just figure out what it is that you can learn from that situation. Step number 5, and this is pretty important too, because you never want to forget, right? So feel the pain. Feel the pain of what it's like to be rejected, what it's like to be broken up with at this time, or just the downfall. And what I mean by feel the pain, I don't mean sit here and make this and have this pity party to yourself. Don't ignore this feeling. Don't ignore this feeling and then find new ways to cope, such as like don't find unhealthy ways to cope, such as like drinking or like smoking or having multiple, sex partners. Like that is not the way you deal with this pain. I know it hurts and I know that it doesn't feel as great, but I'm telling you, when you feel this, you will be able to identify and be able to heal through it, because you have to heal through it. Because if you just put a band-aid over it, you're not going to heal, and then you're going to keep making the same mistakes over and over again. So during this time, really feel this pain and really be like, ooh, you know what? I don't want to feel like this anymore. So the next time I start talking to a guy, or the next time I start hanging out or meeting somebody or getting in a relationship, I know not to do X, Y, and Z again, or I know what to look out for so I don't have to feel like this ever again. Not to say that you're never going to get your heart broken ever again, but at least you can identify and understand what does break your heart and what does break your heart, and then what also you can do to prevent that from happening as often. I hope this video helped you guys. I know this is a really tough topic to talk about because it is something that a lot of us go through and we have a hard time getting over, but at least I hope this video and some of the tips that I provide can help you get through yours. If you guys have any other video suggestions, please let me know. Please put them down in the comments, or you can DM me on my social medias. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye.